Manchester United also make a change. Dennis Irwin is fit again. His last match was against Oldham on Boxing Day when Manchester United scored 6. And that means that Clayton Blackmore, whose goal started Manchester United on the victory road in the League Cup a week ago, can only get onto the substitutes bench. There'll be no change in the way Manchester United play, with Brian McClare slightly behind Mark Hughes, 4 in midfield with the talented wide players, Kanchelskis and Giggs. And who would have thought that when this trilogy started, we would have reached the glamour match of the 3, the FA Cup, with neither of the 2 captains involved. The nearest they get is the Manchester United captain, Brian Robson, who is on the substitutes bench. Gordon Strachan, as Desmond Lynam was telling you, is not fit. So Steve Bruce, who's very much an inspirational character, has filled that particular facet that Brian has given to the side for so long. He's their skipper, and Chris Fairclough takes over from Gordon Strachan. Young mascot there is Ryan Nicholson. He's deserving of his credit, enjoying the moment. Unlike a lot of Leeds United supporters, must be wondering whether this time it's their turn. No change in the officials. Ray Lewis, who made the right decision last Sunday week to call the match off because of a waterlogged pitch. I'm sure he drove up here today wondering whether he was going to have to do a similar thing because of fog. But mercifully, and I hope I'm not tempting fate, it's stayed away. Although it was quite dense for the skipper who landed our plane this morning. So the home side in white. Trilogy which started with Manchester United having just the better of the league match. Then there was the FA Cup postponement. The League Cup took over, and Manchester United then were much the better side. Injury to Dorigo, though, was a major factor. Leeds hoping that it will be third time lucky. Boos for Mark Hughes. Last goal, in fact, was on December the 7th. He's only scored 1 in 12. This is his 13th match in that sequence. Lee Chapman. And he gets the cross in, met by Pallister's head. New Webb scored in the league match and is looking the player, perhaps an even better player than he was before the Achilles injury. It's a cold night, very little wind, a pitch with a little bit of give. Chris White to take the free kick. First challenge for Owen. Hughes, Fairclough has come quite a long way forward to meet him. That was intended for Giggs. John Lukic was put behind him, the nightmare of Blackmore's free kick when he was caught too far forward, the goalkeeper. First touch, I think, for Williams. He's on the right, Wallace on the left, although slightly more tucked in than Williams at the moment. Webb, challenged by Hodge. That's going to be one of the contests. McAllister. Oh, the whistle has gone for the free kick. And at the moment, Wallace is in fact playing pretty tight to Lee Chapman. Chris White has gone up for this free kick, making a run, as in American football. Sterling takes. Here's the Ukrainian with pace. Giggs to his left. McClare was closer too. This is Giggs. They got sucked in a bit then, Leeds. Speed to McAllister, to Chapman, to McAllister. Nice stuff. Just didn't run. Sterland. Brilliant tackle by the youngster. Now 18 years old, offside the Ukrainian, but a pulsating start of great pace, and the suggestion, Trevor Brooking, is that neither side want a replay.
Well, it's just the sort of start I think everyone expected. I was mainly interested to see how Leeds would line up. Although Rod Wallace moved inside for the free kick, he is in fact playing wide left. Andy Williams is playing wide right, and they're playing three central midfielders, Gary McAllister, Steve Hodge, two of them carry speed going forward, and that's what they did against Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday, which was so effective, and it will help combat Brian McClare, who does drop into midfield with Ince and Webb. So be interested to see which trio comes out on top.
Dorigo can't expect the sort of room he got at Hillsborough. Steve Hodge playing in the position he likes best in the absence of David Batty. Gets forward rather more than Batty and scores more goals than Batty, but Batty is competitive and ties things down defensively. Ince to Irwin. Was out and put out by Williams to his obvious disappointment. He was the first six-figure signing made by Howard Wilkinson, Andy Williams from Rotherham, but he's had almost as many substitute appearances as he had starting appearances. 25 to 33 for the record. McAllister. Wallace started to pull away wide to the left. As Trevor Brooking said, he's certainly gone back there. And I'm sure you'll agree, Trevor, he is a player, if he sees the opportunity to make an incisive run cutting in, he certainly does so. Giggs. Williams, crowd appreciated that, and that. Hodge. Another too many touches then between the two players. Hughes looking for a free kick. Referee was ideally placed and saw nothing to upset him. Speed. Hodge arriving at speed. Williams got inside his man. Not a bit too much weight of pass. Free kick has been given to Manchester United. One or two players with points to make at international level. Paul Parker, just caught a glimpse of one of them. Fairclough and Hughes together. Webb, another with lots of points to make. This trilogy of matches has produced some interesting articles, one of them by Neil's wife. And some excellent writing, while we're on the subject, by Lee Chapman. Alistair. And there was Wallace who'd come in. Dug out by Kanchelskis. Good contest between Webb and Hodge already. And between Fairclough and Hughes.
I think there's those sort of contests all over the pitch, aren't there? But you mentioned Rod Wallace. His pace has been electrifying first at Southampton, and then this season he's made a huge difference to Leeds. It's important for Manchester United that as he starts off on the left with Paul Parker, who's just as quick, that when he does make those runs inside, that they make the pass over at the right time, and Steve Bruce and Paul Parker don't leave him just for a brief moment, and then he's allowed to get clear.
Clearness from Sterland. Scored the penalty which made it 1-1 in the league match. Seems a long time ago now, December the 29th. Freedom Speed when Batty isn't in the side. Just an impression. Chapman. Alistair's been the boss of that contest in 2 matches so far. It's a little ambitious. First 10 minutes have elapsed, plenty of interest, but nothing in the goals column. Not unreasonably, it's early days. Hodge to Williams, Sterling on the overlap. Speed is forward to the left of Chapman, who's centrally placed. This is Speed, and this is Chapman, run out of angle. Ball was always running away from him, and he couldn't change the stride or make a sufficient stretch. But Speed found himself a bit of space then.
There's a sort of space that you get running from midfield. That's the beauty of playing 3 and coming from deep, rather than being stuck up there where somebody would have picked him up much earlier.
First corner of the contest is to Leeds United. Dropped in by McAllister. Not the best of clearances by Parker. Fell a little kindly. Well picked up by Williams. Went to the wrong side. The space was on the near side as we look.
The other man to be quite relieved, I would have thought, with that escape just now, was Peter Schmeichel, who came for the cross. I mean, he does love to come for crosses. Didn't quite get there, and that could easily have floated into the empty net.
That's a good decision by Ray Lewis, because Steve Bruce realised that he'd lost the flight of the ball and just stood his ground and thereby impeded the man he was marking. Steve got up looking a little aggrieved at the verdict, but for me, Mr. Lewis was absolutely right. Now, it could be a crack by Sterland. Chapman to the right. It is a crack by Sterland! And a good strike too. But this is the space that Speed got. Now look at the ball, the pace of it just beating Chapman. And then the shot to attack the ball, and the shot wide of Schmeichel's left post. Fairclough certainly pressurising Hughes every time Hughes gets possession. Speed keeps it in. Well robbed by Ince. called. On the line with the edge of the centre circle. Chris White moving it slightly further forward. Manchester United supporters reminding the Leeds supporters. I think he's going to be amused all the evening, reminding Leeds United supporters of the League Cup result. Talking about Lee Chapman's writing, he said that all three matches, this is the start of the three-match series, are equally important. Most football lovers will regard the FA Cup as the one to win. Mistake by Fairclough. Intended for McAllister, picked up by McClare. And Giggs with plenty of room to find a good cross, which he didn't do. Speed. Made a good start as Gary Speed. Trying to get it over the head of Parker, who's not the biggest around. In fact, he and Rod Wallace are physically very well matched. This is Wallace. A little loose. Feels for offside, certainly wasn't. Manchester United a bit disorganised defensively still. McAllister, a speed it was. Didn't get round it.
It was a good move though. Tony Dorigo, it's good to see him getting forward. I think they've got to try and occupy Kanchelskis and Giggs running backwards rather than going forwards. And Tony Dorigo played Steve Hodge in, and he just pulled it back. It was just a bit behind Gary Speed, to be fair. Though on his left foot, you would favour him a bit to be a little bit straighter than it ended up.
Chapman. That's a good ball. Williams. Held it up nicely. Sterling. Useful. Well gathered in by the big Dane. One ought to say the Great Dane. That's a free kick against Fairclough. Just harping back on Tony Dorigo, Trevor, it struck me on Sunday, is there a better left-sided midfield player for England than Dorigo, who's normally a full-back, can't get in the side because of Pearce. I wonder if there's a place for Graham Taylor to find for both of them.
He's got 4 months to perhaps have a look at that possibility, probably in an away game rather than the home one next month against France.
Bannister to take the free kick. Webb attacking from the right. Callister, Dorigo got the better of Parker. He gets back quickly to big goal side of Wallace. Well read by Pallister. McClare, typical piece of feeding. Giggs. McClare. Good cover, Dorigo. Chapman's physical presence just enough to force Pallister to quicken.
Kanchelskis made a dangerous little run into the box. Tony Dorigo read it very well, because Kanchelskis had a bit of joy the last couple of weeks with the goals running in from out wide in those situations.
Scored in the last couple, in fact, the Ukrainian. Hughes. You'd think that Williams have been playing all season. Kanchelskis, he was waiting for the ball on the right and wasn't given it. Two to find. Stretched by Pallister. Hasty by Owen. Good support out there for Andy Williams. Didn't need it. Pace is electrifying. The atmosphere is worth a few amps, and ohms too. Wallace on the right. 1 of 3 to find. Chapman! Well, it might be argued that he's got nearer to scoring in this match than in the 2 previous ones.
I think Leeds and Howard Wilkinson will be a little bit frustrated that they quite haven't made the opening and got ahead, because they've had a very good spell here. First of all, it was a wonderful interception by Gary Pallister on a low cross. Harry got his long legs, because if it had gone across the face of the goal, Rod Wallace was coming in. And then on the second occasion there, Rod Wallace popped up on the right-hand side, good early cross, and Lee Chapman couldn't quite get his long legs there. But definitely getting good weight width and good balance, taking it in turns from midfield to get forward. At the moment, Leeds having the best of the play.
Wallace has stayed on this right side. Williams on the left now. Parker. Hodges' challenge. Chelskis. Quick he was to get his body round to face the ball. Interesting try. Minutes gone. Joined us late. The match, unlike you, kicked off on time, but no score. Bruce. Very nearly got that away from White. Ince got a kick in the face, but the referee, who again was well positioned, said the challenge was a fair one and the contact accidental. Speed. Wallace. Chapman in the middle. Speed has got there as well. Chapman is unmarked! The arrival of Speed again caused the problems. They looked for him and they completely lost Chapman, who will be disappointed he didn't get that on target.
Well, you could see there, in fact, as the cross comes over, 2 defenders go with Speed at the near post. Lee Chapman, to his credit, is backpedaling when he has to spring, but somebody with his headed ability just tried to direct it towards the far post, just drifted beyond. But again, Rod Wallace coming on the right-hand side, and his pace causing problems. Probably needed a break from Paul Parker's pace, I should think, the other side.
There for Manchester United. Fairclough's header. Parker. He of nippy feet. Minutes gone, 22 giving their all, and they also serve who only stand up and shout. Well played, Webb. I think Mark Hughes may well know that Chris Fairclough is around. Pallister, another foray forward, but in the end not with the ball. Hodge down the left side. A lot of fluid movement from Leeds. It was an unequal contest in the air though, Wallace and Bruce. Wallace had about as much chance as the Spider. Kanchelskis.
Wallace is having a spell on the right-hand side. Williams swapped over to the left, and perhaps he would feel that he'd have a better chance of running against Dennis Irwin, who's only just come back from injury, as opposed to Paul Parker, as I say, probably one of the quickest players in the United team.
McAllister got that a little short, a little too obviously. Kanchelskis has Webb outside. Another 4 involved in this attack. But the cross was not a good one. Leeds United definitely on top, but nothing to show for it as yet. Wallace. I've really only seen Giggs in the game defensively. Sterland offside.
Alex Ferguson off his seat as well, gesturing at some of the United players. He can feel at the moment as well that you can see that he's not happy. They're giving the ball away far too easily, giving Leeds too much space, and at the moment they are dominating the match, and he can see that they are a little bit fortunate still to be all square.
Hughes. Between them, the crowd and fair clap are doing a pretty good job on Hughes. Kick given for a little nudge then by the Welshman. White. Seen by Bruce. Kanchelskis. McClare makes the run down the middle. Kanchelskis comes across the field. Free kick for the double challenge. We've had 25 minutes, we have 20 left of the first period. Don't think that will count as a free kick. Kanchelskis about to take a central position between McClare and Hughes. Coming in on the right is Bruce. White gives it air and no more. Pallister. Ince. And still Ince. Nudge from the Scotsman. McAllister.
Probably like to bring Clayton Blackmore on to take the free kick now, but Dennis Irwin, who's come back in, can hit him from there as well.
And that's the former Oldham player who's coming forward. Number 3. New Webb might fancy his chances of a curler too. Ince behind. 2 Manchester United players to the left of the wall as we look, and Giggs staying out wide. Bruce poised for a run from the right. It is Irwin. He did curl it, but it only warmed the hands of somebody in the front row of the crowd. Struck it cleanly, but John Lukic could just wave it goodbye. On by Chapman. Speed, the time to look around, time to find the right man on the end of the cross. And Williams just couldn't quite make it.
Went for a deep cross there because with Pallister and Bruce so dominant, you're going to find it very difficult from that angle to break them down, so you've got to go beyond or drop it short.
White claims it. So does Pallister. Bruce plays it out early. Ince. Manchester United still not clicking. Still not finding the passes that their manager would wish. The pace of the game has dropped a little. Bruce took it well on his chest. Hughes.
Well, part of the reason Manchester haven't been able to get into it is the midfield, with Leeds playing the extra man in there. Usually Brian McClare plays half and half, and that extra one I've seen on quite a few occasions away from home. Manchester make the most of that, but with the extra man Leeds, they seem to be hurrying them into mistakes, and they're giving the ball away, which they don't usually do this season.
It's well played into Hodge. Good stop by Schmeichel. Chapman, who played Hodge in. It's one of the fortes of Stevie Hodge's game. Does get forward to take good positions. Waited for the bounce, hit it well, and parried away by Peter Schmeichel. The chances have been at the Danes' end. Callister. Very comfortable clearance for Ince. Chance for Manchester United to break, perhaps. Giggs starts a run to the left. That's a good challenge by Hodge. Just enough to hold things up a bit. This is Irwin. Leclerc. 4 in the box for Manchester United. 4 ball.
I thought the Steve Hodge chance was probably the best one to date, because he had the time. It was a very good time in a deep run. Chapman laid him into space, and he was waiting for a long time for it to come down. It was bobbling along, and he eventually hit it on the half volley, which is much harder to hit. I think he might have been better hitting it on the drop on the volley. And it was a good save, but I think from there, with the time he had, that should have been 1-0.
Kick is against Bannister. The arm linking not entirely fraternal. Tossy of players central on the edge of the 18-yard area. That's where Manchester United are holding the line. Should be a defender's. Was. Suspicion of decline. This is McAllister. Turns brilliantly. Well up by Bruce. Last time Hughes only had one man to beat them, but he didn't beat him.
Not too sure what that was achieving there, apart from wasting a minute when you're the home team.
Handball. Wallace. Free kick has been given. And you could see when they were so close together then how Wallace and Parker are so similar in stature. Two went for McClare. Comfortable for Pallister. Steve Bruce. Webb. Pressure on the back players. McClare. Good tackle after a nice piece of carrying by McClare. Well played McAllister, but not there.
He's unlucky, a great bit of skill in midfield when he was covered by 2 or 3 players. He spun out of it and suddenly found space that didn't appear there.
McClare gets the free kick as he goes between 2. And I think that was one professional telling another that, well, the referee bought it, didn't he?
I have to agree with that. I think the referee did buy it. Brian McClare couldn't see any way through 2 players. Steve Hodge trying to explain, he just ran into him and went over looking for the free kick. He succeeded, and be a bit of an injustice if anything does develop from this.
Slightly further forward than the last effort that Owen had, maybe by a couple of blades. Webb takes it this time. Plenty in there for Manchester United. Pallister up by White. Punch was down, but he got the distance from John Lukic. Leeds probably looking for the crack, and you couldn't really blame them. And we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half. And one of the features of the game from a negative point of view, I suppose, is that we've seen very little of Kanchelskis and even less of this man, Giggs. That's a plus for Leeds United. Take. McClare the furthest forward. Hughes behind him, just wide of the back post. Giggs makes a run. Pallister's coming up at the back. A little bit of push and shove and the whistle's gone. Pallister pushing White and getting a bit of a shiner, I suspect, over the eye. In fact, it's more to the side and a bit low on the eye. Need the cuts, man. Nasty. Jaunty cap for Jim McGregor, the physiotherapist. It long, there was definite push, and it was a hand in the end that caught Pallister, but late in the day, as they both battled to keep balance. It's Clayton Blackmore. Not required yet. A lot of running for Giggs. Both the substitutes warming up now. I think that's a bit of a shot for the archives, that. When did Brian Robson, when was he caught warming up on the touchline as a substitute? Owen to take the free kick, and a think it's fair to say that apart from the free kicks, one taken by him and one by Webb, Manchester United have not seen the whites of the whites. John Lukic has had a pretty quiet half. Action has been more at the other end where the opportunities have been. Best for Hodge, second best for Chapman, and the third best for Chapman. Nicked from Bannister. Still 4 back for Manchester United though. Williams just got a touch off the fullback. It's Leeds' ball, but the throw not taken from the right place. Chapman has made a run. Bruce to him. Acclaimed.
Good credit there to Schmeichel. It looked a bad cross in the end because he came off the line very quick, but it wasn't too bad at all. Good whipped in, and I could see some goalkeepers who would have stayed on their line, then they would have had a clear header, so credit to keeper there.
This is Giggs. First run of any sort against Sterland, and it was staccato and never found a tune. Bruce. Manchester encampment on Leeds territory. All by Schmeichel in the Leeds half. Nice drag back, and he's made space for himself. And then wasted it. So into the last 5 minutes of the first half, no score. Gordon Strachan. Mike Whitlow, one of the substitutes, scored at Sheffield Wednesday to celebrate his birthday, which was the next day.
I think they were just having a joke with Brian Robson there, perhaps asking whether they fancied it, bringing him in themselves second half.
Free kick is given to Leeds against Parker. I think that little exchange there on the running track is typical of the spirit between these two sides in these 3 matches. The spirit has not always been the best between the two clubs, but some reparation has been done. And the matches have been well fought and fairly. Chapman! Well, suffice it to say that he scored 3 on Sunday. And with better luck, he might have had 3 this evening.
It was a great free kick, whipped in to the near post, and just for a moment I thought he had half a yard on the United defence, and perhaps again, as you say, another opportunity scorned. Will they be punished for it later?
Into McClare. Sterling in 2 minds. The wide man is unmarked, but the pass is not a good one. At least Sterling finally made his decision and went with McClare, and that was just enough to produce inaccuracy, but he could have been made to pay for that with Giggs going in behind him. On by Wallace. Moving humanity. For Hodges again. Speed. Chapman. Little bit of afters between Bruce and Chapman, but not a word is exchanged. to an onside position, but there was no danger of Manchester United building from that. Won by Ince. White, difficult bounce.
Well, with just a minute to go to half-time, I think it's going to be Leeds who'll be disappointed not to have broken this goalless half up to now. They've dominated the game, had good chances. Manchester United haven't been at their best, but look like going in all square.
Beautifully taken by Hodge. Sterling makes a run on the right. Decisive at the end of the run, the England player. Now Giggs, and he's got Hughes up. The early ball might find him. Speed getting back. Hughes! The first time there has been space for Giggs. The first time there has been space for Hughes. And against the run of play in the first half, Manchester United have the lead.
A wonderful cross by Ryan Giggs. It looked as if he'd pushed himself too wide, but he knew exactly where Mark Hughes had drifted, cleared the two Leeds players. Good downward header. And there, the classic counter-attack, last minute, just before half-time, had all the play, and suddenly Leeds are going to go in with their heads down.
Mark Hughes ends his scoring drought, first since December the 7th. What a timely strike. And like many of the best goals, so simple. When you hit crosses as well as that and take up positions as well as that, they look as good as that. But Leeds United will be very disappointed that they were caught without cover on the counter. And instead of Hal Wilkinson being able to talk to his team about the chances that went away and telling them they'll come right in the second half, he now has to counsel them about how they get back from a one-goal deficit. Goal scorer Mark Hughes right at the end of the half, in which John Lukic really was called upon on very, very few occasions. He was a spectator for most of the half. And he, of the two goalkeepers, is the one beaten. Hodge, the best chance for Leeds United. Manchester United had one chance in the half and took it. But again, the feel for the intensity of the support that Leeds United get. And this is the man who was involved in the two key moments of the first half, a scoring opportunity and a run about which Trevor Brooking has a theory, with Shirtliff having made the run, Sterling rather, having made the run inside him, Trevor.
No, it's just, I mean, Steve Hodge made 60 or 70 yards, he made ground with it on his left foot coming across the field, and he is very much a left-footed player, whereas most of the alternatives were to his left, and he would have had to use his right, so he was waiting for Mel Sterling to come beyond him, which he eventually did. But by the time that run was made, he then got caught in possession and then left that side open for Giggs. But I'm sure Steve Hodge, as much as anyone, will try to retrieve the situation now.
So Leeds United now attacking the goal to our left. Manchester United have beaten them in 3 League Cup matches. Last season's semi-final, both legs, and the quarter-final of this season's competition a week ago. And every league match between the two sides has been drawn. since Leeds United came back to the First Division. So it's overdue for the home side, but they made life a little difficult for themselves. Was there a touch of the arm there? Doesn't really matter.
The temptation will be just to throw extra men forward, actually to try and get level. They've got to be patient, do exactly as they did in that first 44 minutes, and the chances will come if they can get people wide, control the midfield, don't give United space. I mean, Neil Webb, Steve Hodge did an excellent job on him, closing him down, and they kept giving the ball away. And they've just got to carry on from there and pick up the pieces.
Offside. Giggs and Hughes. Let's meet and drink to Pallister. Parker. Chelskis. Kick to Manchester United. Three forward. Hughes the middle of the three. Chelskis on the right. Giggs on the left. By White, off not cleanly, but the Ukrainian was backing into him. Ryan Kidd, the one looking forward the most. Ryan Robson following the flight of the ball. Fine trap on the thigh. A good play by Speed. Smack on the jaw for Kanchelskis. Chapman into Wallace. He scored from that sort of range. Tally of 8 this season. But Leeds won't mind who supplies the equaliser as long as somebody does. The kick is against Fairclough. Having plenty to say. I feel it's a bit hard on the referee that his home village should be called Great Bookham. But top-class referee, and he recently come off the FIFA list because of age. White had to back quite a long way then. And the two linesmen, incidentally, this evening are on the FIFA list of linesmen, which is a new thing.
In the previous two games, Manchester United have had two excellent spells, quarter of an hour into each of the second halves, so let's see if they're going to do it again.
Irwin with the corner. Ince kept it down, but it comes out to McAllister, and Parker does a good job. He's finding his old form. It's Paul Parker. Williams started the match well, but lost his way a little as the half progressed, and that's not the best of starts of the second period. Speed to McAllister. Wallace. Dorigo. Probably the furthest forward Dorigo's been. That's a teaser! Didn't find the head of Chapman. And good defending. Denied Williams but it's an indication of what Dorigo can do if he gets into the last third.
He's desperately unlucky. He went for the far post, and just for once Lee Chapman came in the middle and it just cleared him. Just one of those evenings at the moment where it's not going to go in.
Callister will take. Fairclough in the 6-yard area. An appeal for handball. Brilliant save somehow by Schmeichel. He was going down to his right and somehow got a hand up, and I think the ball came off his leg as well.
It came off Fairclough, a stunning save. It hit Fairclough more than anything. He just shot out a hand and somehow went past the post.
From the resulting corner, good header by Ince. Williams trying to get it back early. Good pressure from Leeds and an instinctive piece of goalkeeping by the Dane. Chapman almost landed kindly for him. That wasn't quite what he intended. And Chelskis, speed alongside. Manchester ball, just about a legal throw, it was close. McLeod gave him a little nudge in the back, I think. Bruce. Offside against Giggs on the far side. But again at the start of the half, a lot of activity around Peter Schmeichel. Sterling with the header. He came back from speed, then from Fairclough. It really was a brilliant reaction by the Dane. Leclerc did well because there was no support initially. He was the furthest forward. Oh, Giggs has done his man. Nothing like the cross that produced the goal. And his position then seemed to be better.
No doubt he's got a fifth gear though, isn't he? Just a 10-yard and acceleration of Mel Sterling cut inside because he knew he wasn't going to stay with him, but as you say, fortunately on that occasion a forward cross.
Chapman. Dorigo makes a forward run. Dodged, but he pushed. It wasn't Hodge, it was Williams. He felt that he was backed into initially.
Lee Chapman making sure it's taken from far enough back that they can't take a short one.
It's taken very well. 10 minutes of the second period. These two sides came into this match with 60 goals apiece in the season. Hughes scored number 61 for Manchester United, and that divides the teams. Fairclough. Dorigo certainly looking to get forward more in the second half than he did in the first. Chris Fairclough. Chapman thought he was being taken for a ride. Goal of the season. Up then by speed. This is Ince. Not a good strike.
Shake of the head says it all. Is not his best foot, the left peg, and I think that helped to illustrate it. But a little bit more space, Neil Webb and Paul Ince perhaps than they got in the first 45 minutes. Where the Leeds are just a little bit tired after the efforts of that first half and just having a bit of a break before another surge after those two chances and that brilliant save from Schmeichel.
The test for both these sides has been to pick themselves up when things have gone wrong. Brian Robson's team, after the defeat by Queen's Park Rangers, Leeds United after the defeat here by Manchester United a week ago. The question again being asked of Leeds, who dominated the first period, but how Wilkinson's side behind. Out he comes again. Manchester United quite happy just to sit, hold the line. The free kick is given against Steve Bruce. Lost the fight again and took action as a result. McAllister, Speed and Dorigo. Hodge just in front of the wall. 3 to the left, marked by 2. Bruce is pinching a few inches. Sterland. Determination from McClare. Clearance by White. Fairclough. Slipped by Pallister, but the ball had too much pace. A really good clearance. Schmeichel. Speed. Good way to ball up to Wallace. Held it well under pressure from Parker. Chapman didn't hold it quite as well, and this is Webb. Hodge. Determined challenge by Ince. He enjoyed it too. Sterling played it early. Pallister covering.
There's no doubt Alex Ferguson asked for that bit more aggression in midfield because Manchester United competing in that department much more, and that's the area where Leeds had the first half dominance, and it's made Leeds tend to play a little bit longer this half, which plays into the strengths of Pallister and Bruce.
We've had an hour of this third round match. White. movement, a lot of interchanging. Met though by Bruce and cleared by Hughes. Sterland. Speed. Bruce again. Chance of a break. Pace from Kanchelskis. He's got Giggs up with him to the left. McClare coming in support. Hughes in a line with the far post. What a flat end. Suddenly, when the cork came off the bottle, there was no fizz.
There's a bit of a fuse with Kanchelskis because he and Hughes were at the far post and thought if it could have got there, it'd have been in. But again, terrific acceleration by the Russian. Or should we call him that now?
I don't think he'd thank you. Ukrainian. Will he have a part in the European Championships? It remains to be seen. It's curling. Got a good back flick too. Hughes. Corner. Alistair looking for the flick again. Lucas deciding to punch. Got a good distance. Very good distance.
Give Rod Wallace another switch over to the right because he's not getting much change out of Paul Parker. There's no doubt perhaps Dennis Irwin will have a little bit more joy again, particularly as I say he's been out with injury. But at the moment, Wallace, who is the man who could offer the acceleration that Giggs and Kanchelskis do to United, at present isn't getting the space or time because of Parker.
Two Leeds substitutes. Handball given. Lead substitutes, Bobby Davison and Mike Whitlow. I suppose Howard Ferguson and Howard Wilkinson must be thinking, what should he do? Is it time to change something? Free kick against Bear Club. Discussion. It's quite a long way out. Leaving Kanchelskis wide to the right for the other side of the wall. And Bruce trying to time the run forward. Simply bumped into Mel Sterland. White to start Leeds again. Had 20 minutes of the second half, so 25 to go, and there's a certain amount of anxiety in the crowd, I feel, and that's not good news for the home side. Giggs, the supplier of the cross from which Hughes scored. Don't know whether that's supplication. Sterland, McAllister, Sterling again. Dorigo on the left, behind Wallace now. It's a bit short. And it forced the error. And the referee initially seemed to give the goal kick, but changed his mind very quickly with a good look at the linesman and gives the corner.
Great credit to Kanchelskis, though. There are a few wingers that wouldn't have got back in that situation.
2 in the 6-yard box, 1 on the 6-yard line, 3 to come from further back. McAllister, Chapman's header. Wallace behind him was arguably better placed, but with this fella's record, he's always going to go for it. Hit in early. I think we just see Wallace coming in behind there. In fact, they had 2 men over. Chapman appreciating the cross. Certainly had a better game than in the 2 previous matches, but he's had chances that he hasn't been able to take. Scored 6 on Sunday, Leeds United. They'd give anything to pull back one of those now. Speed. Wallace. Somebody has to open the door, and they won't with little passes like that. McAllister, and he's in trouble. Crowe was telling him that. Webb in possession, McClare goes on. Disappointing ball from Neil Webb.
Neil Webb turns away. It was a fairly straightforward one. McClare definitely had a yard or 2 on the defence because they were outnumbered, and he was disappointed. Second goal now, I think, would clinch it. Important that Leeds just don't lose the momentum. At the moment, they have just find themselves giving passes away. They can't quite pick up the rhythm they had that first half. And I think that's more to Manchester's improvement rather than Leeds sort of dropping their standards.
It's an old story, Trevor, isn't it? You have to take your chances when you're on top, and Leeds certainly had chances in the first half. Hodge to McAllister. Chapman. Williams. Beautiful trap by Giggs. Hughes. Irwin goes forward looking for a return. Stays in the box. Well, there are 3 other Manchester United players. Giggs asked a bit too much of his own breaks. Sterling makes the error. Oh. He thought it was worth a corner. Sterling just wanted it out of that area. Leeds in need of an injection of inspiration. Substitutes on the move. They're the taller of the 2. Speed holds off the challenge quite literally and gets the free kick. Minutes to go. 8 Leeds players in attacking positions. Looking for speed. Wallace. Hodge. Substitution is to be made. Andy Williams, no real surprise, is the player coming off. And Wallace replaced by Michael Whitlow. Got a rare goal coming on as a substitute on Sunday against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. What he and the rest of the team wouldn't give for a repeat of that performance. He's taken a position at left back, which of course pushes Dorigo forward. This is Giggs. There was no danger from Giggs until the closing seconds of the first half. There has been throughout the second.
Well, it does mean Leeds now get Rod Wallace over to the right. Let's see if he can do anything in these closing 20 minutes. Your little thought about Tony Dorigo as a possible England midfield player on the left-hand side could be tested as well, because Whitlow has gone into the left-back position. And Tony Dorigo can find how he gets on against Paul Parker.
Ryan Giggs getting his own special chorus. Hodge forwards. Wallace. And the corner given. Owen doesn't agree with the verdict. And that's irrelevant.
I must say, I thought it rebounded the other way, but let's see.
The man flying through the air with the greatest of ease was Pallister. Here's Kanchelskis. They've got 3-on-3, Manchester United. In fact, they've got a fourth man coming forward now. Hughes on the right side, but Kanchelskis plows his own furrow. And McClare gets in front, and Hughes gets in front. That's a fine save. It was slightly behind him, slightly past him when he grabbed it. But on two occasions then, the Manchester United player got in front of his marker. Hughes the second to do so. A good catch by Lukic keeps Leeds United in business. Here's Dorigo. Out by Bruce. Solid, the Manchester United skipper. Wallace. Speed. Pallister pulls away to the right. It's a long run, but he's going to make it. Wallace. Sterland. The crowd were willing him to have a crack. He complied with their wishes. Gets the applause for it, but neither he nor the crowd get the goal that they hoped the strike would produce. But he didn't think about it. Kept it down well, but wide.
We're just spinning a bit, not easy to hit, and it was sort of between his body. Wasn't sure whether to hit it with the inside of the right or the outside, and just it came off the outside of his foot, always going away from goal.
Speed. Wallace. Little bounces off three. Whitlow starts the forward run and is well found if he can hold the ball in, and he can. And Chelski's back to mark. Whitlow's made the room, and Pallister gets it away. But Leeds United had the upliftment they needed.
It was a very good run and cross by Whitlow, but Pallister's been magnificent yet again at the heart of their defence all evening, and with another one I think Graham Taylor might well have penciled into Sweden. Hodge.
Good pass by Hodge after the ball was won by White. Chapman trying to find some space. It bounces awkwardly. Did well to spin on it, did Bruce. Kanchelskis. Two up with him. Hughes makes the inside run. Comes off Fairclough, who looked the other way, so presumably didn't know too much about it.
It's great cup tie, isn't it? I mean, just end to end. Leeds have to take a chance, throw the extra man forward. Man United so good on the break. Will we get another goal, and which way will it go?
Chapman. Hodge inside, Dorigo coming forward. So are three others, one of them McAllister in possession. And you really have to hand it to these two sides, the top two in the country currently. And they've put on three performances which seem to me to have got better match by match. Sterling's long throw. Big Manchester United cue, and Bruce, having won it, is not too pleased that McClare conceded the corner. Plenty forward, as you would expect, and the goalkeeper lost it for a second. Did he carry it out? No. And the throw out gets a 2-on-2. Giggs running Whitlow, who steals it with aplomb. Rattling good stuff. McAllister. McAllister, who came from Leicester, has had disappointing time in the Cup. 5 years running with Leicester, got to the fourth round last year with Leeds, and lost out at the third replay of round 4 against Arsenal, you remember. Whitlow. He's got to recover. Now, the linesman indicates the free kick. There were other players back. So it will be the free kick only, but Whitlow caught. Certainly blatant, it was a rugby tap. Referee now goes to talk to the linesman. And not even the yellow card, which is perhaps slightly surprising, but maybe some would say in the spirit of the way the game has been played, but that might upset a few referees. Wave to take. Pallister, who missed. Offside flag is up against Bruce. Second substitution for Leeds United. Steve Hodge is to be replaced. Coming on, Bobby Davison, who came on as a sub also on Sunday, but for an injury might now be with Derby County. 9 goals in 11 games he got there. A loan spell back in the autumn. McAllister and Davison. Michael again very quickly off his line, and Davison got a nasty knock on the thigh.
Good gesture there by Schmeichel. I think he thought he'd hurt Davison badly, and last throw the Manchester United supporters now booing because they feel that they should have had the ball thrown back to United players, but I suppose they think this is an FA Cup fight. We're one down.
Dorigo. Whitlow. It's a good cross, gave himself a good angle. Clearance off the line. That man, Bannister again. It really was a very good cross. Chapman denied once more. Bannister stretched the foot and turned it away. Giggs has come, as you like, but it's not the best of clearances. And the flag rightly stays down. Chapman! And they just got to him in time to challenge him. A muddied face and not a smile on it. And he fell very awkwardly. And there's a certain amount of pain there. He came down on his hand, and I think the injury is to the wrist.
I think he crashed into the post. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not broken. Looks like somebody's wrist or cracked it. He's in a lot of pain. Desperately unlucky just before the one Schmeichel's half stopped the cross. This is the one later on, as you can see, hanging in the air there. And Pallister again, and the momentum of Chapman takes him into... No, it says he's landed, and he's going off, which suggests that he has cracked something.
And I think on looking at that replay, Trevor, you do have to ask whether Pallister was actually making a genuine challenge for the ball. It seemed to me that he caught Chapman, and the arm being very carefully held, and Lee Chapman getting a tremendous ovation. One of the great tries in the game, and one of the most underrated number 9s. I'm afraid that's a title he's had to live with all the way through his career, but he served a number of clubs well, not least Leeds United. Nice pat from the Manchester United manager. But Leeds United, 8 minutes remaining, have to play those 8 with 10 men, and they need a goal to stay in the FA Cup. The arm might be broken. I hope I've read that incorrectly.
But it did look as if the hanging cross was just a case of him nodding it in to go, and to get bundled over like that, because Pallister wouldn't have been able to get his head to the ball. It is questionable.
Webb. Well, it's no part of a commentator's job to take sides, but one has to have sympathy this evening for Howard Wilkinson's Leeds United, because they've had none of the luck at all, and yet another injury to Lee Chapman, who's had more than his share. And that picture of Stevie Hodge just about sums up the evening. But while there's life, there's hope. First thought about the injury, and it's been looked at in the dressing room, is collarbone. But it will remain to be seen what the final diagnosis is. Leeds have got to do without Lee Chapman for the remainder, and they've of course used both their substitutes. Fairclough. White. Wallace. The loss of concentration again. 6 minutes left, and Wallace gets it back, courtesy of Pallister. Well, he looked as though he was going to go to goal by Manchester there. Fairclough has come forward. Majority in the crowd of 31,819 willing Leeds to save themselves. Some 8,000 the strength of the support for Manchester United, quarter of the capacity. That's the rules of the FA Cup. Another long throw. Schmeichel decides to come for it and gets it at the second time of asking. As Eric Torsvett found to his chagrin last evening, if you do come for those, you have to make sure you get them. We're into the last 5 minutes. Speed. Wallace, free kick. Six Leeds players just outside the 18-yard area. On by Speed, then by Fairclough, turned by Davison, and McAllister pulls it back. Well, the angle wasn't good for the shot, but the goalkeeper wasn't entirely at home. Count is down to 4. Manchester United leading by Mark Hughes' goal right at the end of the first half. First half in which that was their first real attempt on goal. First test for John Lukic, which sadly for Leeds he wasn't equal to. 4-1 from Kanchelskis.
This is for Dr. O'Shea to the players' time Leeds. Dr. O'Shea to the players' time.
3 up, 2 more coming from behind. Not a good clearance. Dorigo. Davison. McAllister. Done a bit awkwardly for Whitlow. His pass was a disappointment to the crowd. Giggs could come inside and have a crack. But if he stays on his feet, that is. I don't think he chose the right man. Shows something of the 18-year-old's confidence if he's going to go shoulder to shoulder with Merle Sterling. Might be said it shows something of his impudence too. Cut out by Parker. Had another good game for Manchester United. There's an appeal for the orthopaedic surgeon to go to reception. Obviously to look at Chapman. Speed. Is he going to have a try with the right foot? He does. Didn't really come off. Dorigo. Wallace. Beaten 2. 3 waiting. And Michael loses it. Came off the head of Fairclough. It's a goal kick, and there is a relief goalkeeper.
Chris Fairclough trying to push forward now to make the extra man because having lost Lee Chapman, brought Bobby Davidson on. They need that extra man, and they just might as well play through it at the back last minute or two. But I think any neutral watching the match would have to feel tremendous sympathy because Leeds have played the best of the 3 games, had their chances, and will rue those.
Result of that, Manchester United, who have won the cup 3 times in the last 8 years, are poised to reach round 4, in spite of what she said. Just a minute remaining. Webb wanted it early down the middle, still wants it. Giggs not prepared to release yet. Certainly using up a few seconds. And Ince was seen by Parker. A sort of nutmeg on the referee. Offside against Giggs. But in fact, the referee has given a free kick to Manchester United for an infringement just after the pass was made. Hughes. Oof. White just got a foot in. And we're now playing the time that Mr. Lewis has allowed for the stoppages. Speed. Dorigo. Speed. Manager's expression mirrored by 1 or 2 of his players. Well, they led in the League Cup and were well beaten. They dominated the first half here in the FA Cup. went behind and have been unable to recover. Parker. Kanchelskis. Parker. Offside against Brian McClare. Manchester United go through, and Leeds United, to end with another old adage, can concentrate on the league. Hughes' goal is decisive.
Well, a match, I think, to make you forget all your worries, but Leeds had none of the luck, and Lee Chapman had absolutely none of the luck.
It was a terrific game. Leeds were desperate and unlucky. It was never going to go in for them. But you've got to give Manchester United a bit of credit. In previous seasons, they might have collapsed under the pressure. They've showed a lot of resilience, they've dug in, and they've come out winning the match.
They didn't have as many chances, Manchester United, but the chances they did have were perhaps a bit more clear-cut, did you think?
No, I thought Leeds had all the clear-cut chances. Chapman had 2 great chances just before he went off. But credit to Pallister, who's probably the man of the match, saved them on both occasions. Once in the line. This is the one here. Chapman, he does everything right, but Pallister somehow managed to get it away. But it just was never going to go in for them. The next one, the cross comes in. Is this the one here? Yeah, the cross comes over. Chapman's at the back, which I thought Pallister did terribly well here. He just puts him off that little touch.
And that's where he got injured?
That's where he got injured.
Yeah.
But credit to Pallister for getting back there.
All right. Remind you that United play away to Southampton in the next round. Now, Mark Hughes is with Ray Stubbs.
Mark, congratulations. You weathered the storm in the first half, got the result.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, we got a goal at a good time, just before half-time, and we hadn't played particularly well in the first half, so we're quite thankful to go in 1-0 ahead, really.
And you signed a new contract this morning.
Yeah, that's right. They stuck with me for a few more years yet, and it was nice to score a goal as well.
Everything's going great at United now.
Yes, we're playing very well. It's a pleasure to play in this team. We've got lots of options, and it's just a great time at Old Trafford at the moment.
Congratulations. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks so much.
What a difficult player he is to play against. I mean, that was only, his second goal in 13 or something, but...
I think goals are a bonus for him.
Yeah.
You either love him or hate him. It's certainly been my side every time. He does well for United. He holds it up well for them. You know, when they're under the cosh, you need that outlet, and he's an outlet for them. He does particularly well.
You enjoyed it?
How can you not
I'm
enjoy
sure
that?
everybody has at home. Thanks very much for being with us, Alan. Of course, another couple of cup ties tonight, replays. Orient against Oldham and Hartlepool against Ipswich. And you can see how they got on in Sports Night at 10:30. I'm sure there'll be more reflections on this match then as well. And we'll be looking ahead to the Five Nations Rugby Championship. Join Bob Wilson. He's waiting for you. 10:30 Sports Night. From us, cheerio. Hope you enjoyed it.